for you.
I'm flipping through. I'm looking for toys. That's what we want. We want the toys.
Yeah, like 418, I think, is the one where the toys start. Some ice skates, I think, and then like and some camping stuff. Yeah, there's some ice skates on 419. And then 420 is ice skates still. Then we get some tents.
Ice
You get a
skates.
tent
Ice
for
skates.
50 bucks.
People loved ice skating. People loved ice skating.
Tents they were pretty expensive back then. 195 bucks for that tent.
For a tent. Oh, here we go.
Christmas gift
6 foot by 8 foot long playhouse designed to look like a real log cabin. Only 550 bucks, Chief. This is like a little kid's home. You could say, kids, go out and live in that home.
Go live in that cabin.
They could live in that cabin.
Here's a Sears Super Gym for $92.50, and it's got the walk across the steel slat catwalk and slide down the 12-foot slide, the longest slide Sears offers.
That thing, I'm telling you, we would have so much fun on that as a kid. We would, and no girls allowed. No girls allowed. This is the He-Man Woman Hater Club.
Oh, I got more $54.95 for this, the double girder, extra sturdy.
We can't be writing girls love notes.
Were these things ever sturdy? I've never ever seen anybody get one of these put in the ground right.
No, exactly. So I had like a swing set like that when I was a kid, and every time you would swing on the thing, it's like one of the legs would keep popping out of the ground.
Boom.
You know, you're just waiting for that thing to fall over. You're just like, ah.
I'm constantly worried. Like, I don't want to play with this thing. It's going to break.
We start getting into the toys now, and I'm telling you, they've got, so we're starting, it looks like we got a lot of like little kid toys here to start off with.
Yeah, these things usually always start out with the baby toys at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh,
and then it works its way into the other stuff.
Color cartoon movies are projected on the back of a screen for like watching real color TV. You can watch Popeye.
Oh, dude, $4.29.
If that's that scary Bugs Bunny. Oh shit! It's the scary. I spent Ventriloquist dummies. Fuck no. And look,
there's a Bozo one.
And look, Dennis the Menace hand puppets. You can get Dennis the Menace hand puppets.
Oh, awesome. 99 cents each.
Only.
Mr. Wilson.
Hey, Mr. Wilson. So we got a lot of these. There's like Disney toys, little kid toys.
I like that Popeye one. That one's pretty cool. 12-inch tall with spinach can.
Ooh, the Gumby Mobile on page 438. We got the Gumby Mobile. You can have Gumby drive Pokey around.
Oh, they got some wild-ass... The Space Bug. What is that?
I don't know, but on page 440, Chief, that's where we start. We got Legos, and then we got the awesome Dino Lumber into battle. It's a remote-controlled dinosaur. Yeah!
See, this is where I was thinking, this is what I was saying. I don't know if I said it when we were recording, but this to me, this 68 looked to me like out of all the wish books that were listed, this looked to me like the beginning of where the modern toy industry started to take over from like your old like old traditional style toys and like say your outside type toys or like rocking horses or whatever the fuck. And dolls and things like that, and baseballs and sporting equipment was big. Like this is when toys were like getting like seemed to like specialized and like imaginative. Like this is where like imagination and like the modern era of toys started to come into play. Yeah. So I thought this was a good year.
Well, page 443, there is the big for $7.99. You could get Lassie. You could get the Collie Lassie. And then on the next page, you have Go-Go the Burro, a burro you can ride on.
Oh, yeah.
I am Sancho Panda.
It's only $8.79. Look at the prices. Look at these Mickey Mouse and Donald at the top.
You can buy for $4.77, and it's sold only at Sears. You can get the Dennis the Menace jackhammer.
Oh man, this burro thing's pretty cool. The
I told you we need that. The Go-Go burro.
Wonder. Dennis the Menace jack. Like Dennis the Menace.
I had one of those.
Did he ever do a jackhammer?
No, I had one of those Wonder Horses, those horses that were like on the springs that you could like bounce up and down on. I had one of those as a kid, and I remember in my backyard there was a section of the backyard that had the trees on it. It was dark, and my mom put that horse out there. So if I ever wanted to ride the horse, I had to go in like underneath like the dark trees. I'm like, fuck no, I'm not gonna go ride that horse underneath them fucking trees. Fuck that shit. $4.77, you can get Dennis the Menace jackhammer. Just what every kid needs for his Christmas day is a jackhammer.
Exactly. And didn't we discuss earlier how old Dennis the Menace is? Like, we were thinking maybe like 5.
Yeah, something like that. Hey,
so like 4 or 5 years old, and he's out there cranking a jackhammer.
Sounds real, and it vibrates when pushed down. Hey-oh. Sold only at Sears. If you go to page 448, Chief, they got those boxes, like the box train and the box Asimo robot. I am Asimo.
Oh yeah. Super box. Now that's awesome. I would have definitely wanted the robot. 3 of those. But then they have the jumbo stone building sets. I think my sister may have had those building block, like stone building set things.
Weak. I am Asimo. Weak. Super weak.
You weak.
You weak. Bitches, you weak.
Fuck you, Craig.
Fuck Craig. He weak.
And then you have like the Rebel Alliance big busy builder.
Yeah.
Star Wars symbols on it. I don't know. From '68 though. I doubt it. Okay, what do we got next? Ooh, the Lego. That's a pretty advanced Lego for '68.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it kind of shows that and this one, these are those there's Legos that you can, they got the little remote control in them. So you could actually drive the Lego.
Have they always been that same standard size? Like, could you use 68 Legos with modern day Legos and they would be exactly the same?
I'm pretty sure you could. I mean, it's not like you're mixing like Legos and Duplo blocks or whatever.
I would think they'd be like a standard, like Lego has a standard size.
Yeah. On page 5.
Ooh, get into mechanical toys.
Oh, mechanical toys are fun.
That's on 451, I think. Here, mechanical toys. You got some trains. The 3-piece. What does that say? The
Flippy diving set.
The 3-piece Flippy diving set. Flippy. It's Flippy.
Oh.
You get. It's not Flipper because that would be copyright infringement.
Exactly.
It's Flippy. Flippy the dolphin.
On page 459, kids, you could have. Who needs an iPhone to watch Netflix or Hulu when you could have your own 88mm battery run projector for $13.99?
Oh yeah.
$13.99. You get this projector, and plus you get 5 films. You get highlights of the Super Bowl of 1968. You get.
We know a Super Bowl doesn't specify which one.
Yeah, a Super Bowl.
Or how many, which ones.
You get Popeye, you get Our Gang, the He-Man Woman Haters Club, Chief. That's
right.
We can't think girls love notes.
Except Darla.
Oh, Darla.
Darla's allowed.
Charlie Chaplin and Laurel and Hardy, you can get more like Betty Boop. You can get more Laurel and Hardy, more Popeye, Beetle Bailey.
John Wayne in Lucky, Texas.
That's right. You get some. Who needs Netflix? You can have your own 8mm movie of John Wayne.
That's right.
Who needs it?
They have several different little hand operated projectors and this is the motorized one. Then they had the hand operated ones down below.
Yeah, but that
which
gets
would
tedious.
be a giant pain in the ass.
Yeah, that gets tedious. I don't want to crank it. I don't want to crank it. Rock tumbler. Who doesn't want a rock tumbler? Every kid should own a rock tumbler.
Yeah. The semi-professional magic chest is on page 460. What's the semi-professional? I get paid sometimes.
Sometimes I get paid, other times I don't.
I get paid to do cheap kid toy tricks.
Now, here's what's cool. So, what's really interesting is on page 470, we start getting into the board games, and it's so fun to see what board games they had back in 1968 and the ones we still have today. The board
Yeah,
games
the
we
ones
still
that
have.
the ones that survived. This one I thought was cool because this one has probably the most sci-fi, occult, and weird type board game. Like they have a Ouija board on here,
$4
which
for the
is
Ouija board.
$3.59 for a Ouija board. They have a charades party game with a new twist. I don't know what that would be. I like Kabbalah. It looks creepy and cool. It's a big eyeball.
There's the Green Ghost, which looks pretty awesome. You have a
Yeah.
battleship.
Mind over matter. The power of thought transference. It's an ESP game.
Oh, here's a good one. It's the Game of Love. Twist and turn, but don't fall down as you try to spell love. A great party game can be played in stocking feet. Colorful vinyl.
Isn't this like the third Twister incarnation we've seen just in this catalog? That's not the Twisters survived all these years, and these have kind of fallen by the wayside.
Yeah, it's like another. Yeah, there's like the Twister with like animals on it. Monopoly's in here. Deluxe Monopoly with tray. You actually get a tray with this one.
Oh, yeah, that's a nicer one than the ones they put out now.
Oh, yeah.
The plastic banker's tray.
I think it's funny. I saw Monopoly Gamer at Walmart, and I'm like, oh, Monopoly Gamer. But the only game on there, the only game is Super Mario. I'm like, so why don't you just call it Super Mario Monopoly? It's not Gamer because all the pieces are Mario, and all the pieces on the board are Mario. It's not Gamer, it's Mario. Call it Mario.
They have like these classic games, of course, like chess and Parcheesi and stuff's going to be around.
Those are going to be there.
Squaresville, I've never heard of. I've never heard of Squaresville. And Electric Fascination is how many kids didn't use that to shock the shit out of their brother and sister?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. You either had that or a wood burning kit. Scrabble.
Soldering iron too.
Yeah, Scrabble is here. We still have Scrabble today.
Mystery Date. Mystery Date was fairly popular for a good while.
We need to play Mystery Date. We need to play Mystery Date. I want to go out with the hot guy in school.
Yeah, Trevor.
Trevor's so dreamy. He's wearing, and at night he wears that smoking jacket. You know,
like the ones we saw on page 200.
Yeah, the Game of Life.
Grab a loop. I've never heard. What's grab a loop?
You grab a loop. Attach belts with loops. Object of game is to grab as many loops of the right color from other participants. It's a big game of grab ass.
It looks that way. RSVP is a crossword game that's, I imagine, is like Scrabble.
Yeah.
That's kind of fallen away. But Scrabble, they have Scrabble, 2 different versions of Scrabble, maybe three different versions.
Yeah. The Game of Life, you're now married with kids and have a mortgage, Chief.
Yeah, Life's still around. Risk is still around.
That's a nice looking Risk board.
Now we get the Snakes Alive. This is the one that I liked as well.
Oh, yeah, the snake pops out of the basket.
Yeah, you get to look at the snake charming game.
Oh,
Avalanche.
Will you get a ruby or a baby snake? To find out, put your finger in the snake's basket, but watch out, it jumps up. The snake's alive. So you got to put your finger in the hole and hope the snake doesn't pop out.
I like the voodoo.
Oh, yeah.
Voodoo with a witch doctor voodoo doll.
Put the mysterious witch doctor in his hut, and you're ready to play. Take turns sticking plastic pins into the voodoo doll. If the witch doctor springs out, you're eliminated. The last player to be left after all the others have brought out the witch doctor is the winner. You have to it's literally a game. You stick pins in a voodoo doll. And it's right next to Kerplunk.
Yeah, Kerplunk is still around today. It's a fairly popular game. Clean Sweep, I kind of remember Clean Sweep a little.
Here's your game, Chief. Perquacky.
Perquacky. Is that the other one that's like kind of like Scrabble?
That's the Boggle type. It's like Boggle without the Boggle thing. Without the.
Yeah, I found it. The Bible game.
Yeah, Chief and I were playing the Ten Commandments Bible game.
I could win that game. I think I could win it.
I've played Bible Adventures on the NES.
The Bingo's still around. Aggravation is. You don't see Aggravation around too much anymore, but it was around in the 80s. Like when I was a kid, I remember Aggravation was still a fairly popular game.
You had
Sorry.
Sorry was still big. Dominoes,
chess, those are always going to be. Chinese checkers always going to be around.
Tip It, which that's kind of like those balancing games, which we still have today. They're just a little bit
Oh,
bigger
yeah.
and more extravagant these days.
Knock the clock.